just
Sorry about
just
that.
helping people in general, just doing different things that outside the box, not just being inside this one little box where everybody else do. I like doing other different things, like I'm like right now I got some cactus plants and aloe vera plants I'm planting, and I love them to death,
Nice.
you know.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
things
That's
like that.
good. That's amazing. I love that. Appreciate nature, grounding, those
Yeah,
things I didn't really appreciate in my active addiction.
no.
Today, I can relate that I do. Grounding,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that a lot of people don't understand what's so necessary in
Mm-hmm.
just recovery itself. And
Right.
because within grounding, that's how we regulate our emotions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
come back to the grounding of our baseline, is what they call it in clinical form. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's a way to avoid burnout
Yeah.
itself, is grounding. And there's different types of grounding,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And I'm going to look up a few if you don't mind. Is
Go
that
ahead.
cool? Okay.
Yes. So yeah, I
All
just try to keep from burning out.
right.
Mhm.
All right. Grounding. We're going to see what Google has to say about grounding. Okay, big steppers, y'all get y'all questions together while we go over grounding. Meanwhile, me and Mr. Kenneth is going to look up the definitions of grounding. We're going to talk about different things. After that, we're going to go ahead and jump in to pay tribute to a few organizations that got our back here. Okay. All right. So let's talk about system. They got different types of grounding. Now, this is going to be funny. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. That says system grounding is connects the electrical system to the earth to stabilize voltage levels. Okay. And then they say equipment grounding, which provides a path of fault current and protect equipment and users. And
Mhm.
then bonding connects various conductive parts to ensure they have the same electrical uh, potential, reducing shock hazards. And this is just the general understanding of grounding. But when we look up grounding in recovery, right,
Mhm.
we have,
And I like to stay grounded with the earth. Like where I live at now, we got like a little grass area. So I just walk out there barefooted and it feels so good.
yes, I love that too. It's physical grounding. That would be like physical grounding. So let's go into this real quick. Let me see what they have here in Google. Okay, this is going to be good. This is mindfulness grounding. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, practice meditation. That's one of them you just spoke of. Uh, des- Describe your situation objective. I guess just actually talking to somebody about something,
Mhm.
relieving the emotion off or describing the emotion. Using five senses. So the top fives of the touch, the feel, the smell, the see, the whatever else, um, the hear. Find your safe place. Go into an emotionally safe space, either imagining it or actually going to it. Which for me, that's me. I think
Mhm.
I like to find my safe space. And then name categories, use affirmation, safe words. This shall pass. This will work. Visualizing the anxiety itself, and play mental games with ourselves. Oh, this is not really real. Oh, this is going to be nothing. Kind of like playing those games like, oh, this is nothing to us. But
Mhm.
it's all in inclusively, y'all. Okay. All of these different techniques, it all boils down to us connecting to our bodies. So, grounding techniques, known as grounding exercises or grounding skills, it's just a way to refrain distressful feelings in our body and mind and
Mhm.
protecting ourselves from anxiety triggers. So it's funny that how we look up grounding as a general statement, it all has to do with protecting something or recharging something. You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, Kenneth?
I think that's right on the head because I need to always recharge, especially when you do peer work because you will drain yourself because you pour a lot into other people. Imagine talking to one person and one person after another person, you give them everything you got because you do this with a passion and you find yourself at the end of the day burnt out and drained. So I be needing something to ground myself again. I got to refill my cup, the order fill other people cups. So that's why I do things like sound bath and get rid of the low vibration and things like that. So it's all about grounding and finding what works for you.
That's it. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Y'all, I want to go ahead and take a quick pause and I want to go over and recognize a organization that has been really good to us peers. MACBO, MHACBO stands for Mental Health and Addiction Certification Board of Oregon. Okay, this is a space where we go to become peer support specialists, to become peer or CRM ones, twos, qualified mentor health associates, and other drug and alcohol or alcohol and drug counselors. If you want to become one of these things, starting with MACBO would be a really good idea.
Right.
This is a place where you can actually look for jobs, data reports, put your number in the registry, apply to be certified, and to gain educational resources for future trainings. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Thank y'all so much. All you have to do is go to macbo.org, MHACBO.org. All right. Thank you so much, Kenneth. Let's get back into it. Now, our big steppers here, okay, the Big Stepper Squad, they have some questions for us. And we're going to start with the very first topic, recognizing early signs of burnout in peer support roles. One of the questions that the peer that our big steppers ask is, why do you think peer workers often ignore or push through these signs?
Because if you really have a passion for it, you want to try to help people as much as possible. Like one thing about it, people show up to your job looking for you. And if you're not there, them people might really need you, or they might just go out and do something crazy. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to take care of yourself to take care of other people because sometimes we'll put ourselves last and we'll forget that we recovering addicts too. So, but at the same time, we want to make sure everybody get help because when you're a recovering addict, you want everybody to be on the same level. You want everybody to get it like you got it. But
Yeah,
everybody recovery is different. So
yeah,
you just got to make sure you take care of yourself first.
heck yeah, absolutely. That's real. I got superwoman syndrome. Okay, I don't know about you. Not, I've been working on it these last few years. But there's no man left behind type mentality. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I got to remember,
Hmm.
I'm not Superman and I'm not Superwoman. I'm
No.
not Wonder Woman or none of them superheroes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have
Hmm.
to I have to realize that I have to only put in as much as another person put into themselves.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of determine, okay, they pull back, I pull. I'm mirroring whatever it is that they're really, what I'm saying, their efforts and their
Yeah.
recovery.
Yeah, because I'm in this field and I'm starting to get known around the town and like on my days off and things like that. I'd be at the grocery store. People get to telling me their problems and things like that. And I'll be like, okay, I listen, but at the same time, I give them instruction. Come to the Miracles Club on this day at this time. That's how I get them to come in. That's how I bait them in. And if I see that if an addict take time out of his day from getting high to come into the Miracles Club, I know that they really need help. So that's how I get people to come in.
Very good. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's good. You're directing them towards a good place where they can actually find the help that they deserve. Now, let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you a question. What do you think is the signs? If you were to work with another peer and you work
Mm-hmm.
closely with somebody and you notice certain signs that they're getting a burnout, what
Mm-hmm.
would be those top 5 signs?
Top five signs to me is, oh man, I really don't want to be here, but I'm here anyway.
Hmm?
They got an attitude. They just they stop going to meetings. They just standoffish. They just um pretty much they just don't want to be around nobody. They doing the bare minimum, and they not happy. They vibrating real low. When people is burnt out, they don't want to deal with nothing. Don't nothing make sense. They're against everything. You might be having your opinion on something. They argumentative. They arguing about everything. It just they really don't want to be there, but they there anyway.
Right. It's hard. It's hardcore right there. That's the main thing. They really don't want to be there, but they're there anyway. But when they're
Mhm.
there, they're fighting against everything. Everything is a
Everything. They
battle. It's a
disconnected.
battle. Ooh, wee. Wow.
Hmm.
That is amazing. Y'all hear that, big steppers? That's some serious stuff. I mean, this goes hand in hand in all aspects of our lives. When
Yeah.
we call ourselves kind of battling and tuffling and ruffling, if you call yourself not want to go home, something ain't right. You know,
Right. Right. Yeah.
that goes for all aspects, y'all. Okay,
Even
so
when you
keep
wake
that
up
in
in the morning, when you wake first thing in the morning, you like, here we go. You don't want to get out the bed. You lay in bed to the
mind.
last 30 minutes. You like, you starting to depression starting to creep in. That's the main one, depression. You start to feel
Yes,
like nothing going your way, everything bad, poor me, poor me.
yes,
You might want to take a step back.
that's deep. Very good. Wow. Big steppers, y'all hear that? This is really big stuff. This is the main signs of burnout. Now, another question we have here is uh, can you share a time when you recognize burnout in yourself?
Well, the time I really noticed I was burning out, um, like say one time a client was talking to me, and I end up arguing with the client. And my job is a peer mentor job is just to listen. Because one thing about a peer mentor, I mean, one thing about an addict, they already know their own problem. They just want somebody to listen to them. And I refuse to listen to them because I'm trying to get them a solution to hurry up and get them out my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell them what to do so they
Right.
can go on, do the things, and just move on. And I can just go on by my day instead of just listen to what the person got to say and let him play out his own problem. So pretty much rushing people out your face, just telling them whatever they want to hear, or telling them what you want them to hear instead of what they need to hear, and just like negative attitude, just negative, nothing positive coming out.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I hear that. I heard what you said when you're saying you was trying to basically find a solution for them so you can hear them and push them along. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And
Yes,
they're
you
no
don't really
longer
want
a
to
person
deal with them.
anymore. They're more like a number. And I think
Yeah.
like that's like I think I've experienced that and catching it like, oh man, what am I doing? Why am I even talking? Just listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing I should be doing is giving a resource or suggesting
Resources
a resource that's gonna fit whatever the hell they just told me.
and
You know what I'm
reflective
saying?
listening.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because most of us addicts, the reason why we got on drugs in the first place is because nobody didn't want to listen to us.
Nobody.
We told them that whoop the whoop 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 whoop. We told them
Mhm.
that dot 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 dot. No, mama, auntie, grandma, all them people did not listen to us. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
And so that was what drove us to escape that reality that we was in. And so I think we still stuck in that time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think us our peer work of us just being active listeners and being empathetic
Yep.
is a long shot.
Yeah. Having compassion for that person because
Yes.
that person probably going through a lot. Probably nobody in this family used to listen to him. Mama, daddy, sister, brother, nobody. He was always an outcast. Now
Yes.
all he want to do is have somebody to talk to. I remember
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sat there and just let people talk. You know what I'm saying? Just yeah, sure. Do a little reflective listening. So you saying you got your tent stolen? Oh man, that's bad. And after I do that and just let them talk, oh man, they leave there with a smile. I give them some water, some food, couple resources. They're like, man, I'm glad I met you, man.
That's real. That. Thank you
Hmm.
so much, Kenneth. All right, y'all. We got this second topic. It says, let's see, what is this? Oh, practical tools to stay spiritually and emotionally grounded. We already talked about grounded, y'all. We did that already. But you talking about spiritually and emotionally grounded. Now we did the physical and the mental. We done talked about that, but we didn't really tap into the spiritual and emotional. And that's us tapping into that 12. I'm sorry, not the 12, but the 8 dimensions of wellness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the spiritual and emotional grounding. What you think about that?
You know, it go back to the 12 step principles, you know,
Yeah.
exceptions, hope, faith, courage, honesty, patience, humility, willingness, brotherly, love, integrity, self-discipline, and service.
Mm, yeah. Oh, that's deep. Yeah, spiritual and that's spiritual and emotional is tied in together. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
y'all right now, finding that higher power
Yeah.
and praying to that higher power
Mm-hmm.
and envisioning yourself with your higher power, envisioning that solution, living in the solution.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's going to emotionally ground me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then I'm already tapping into my higher power.
Yeah.
So, it's all going to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Everybody got a different higher power. You
That's
know,
true.
me and Kim, we both do work the 12-step programs, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm telling you right now, that's the first 12, it's the principles, the spiritual principles that
Mm-hmm.
we learn in those programs.
And if you work those 12 step principles, for me, I'm gonna use me, it give me this quintessential spark. It make me feel alive again when I can accept people for who they are. And when I can just give somebody some love, sometimes, man, just giving a person a hug, would change their whole day. You could just see the change in people's face. Cause I always remember when I first came in the room and what made me happy and what put life into me. So I try to get it to other people that come in.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and that falls right underneath another question that a big stepper just asked. How can grounding practices help us show up more authentically for others? Now, Kenneth, you and I'm not trying to be. I'm gonna say this completely respectfully. You're
Yes.
one of the most authentic people I know.
Yes.
And big steppers, I want to let y'all know that my guest speakers are people that I actually vetted. I understand how they think, understand how they move, and
Mm-hmm.
they are really authentic folks. You see, as you can see, and Kenneth is one of them. And I
Mm-hmm.
know for a fact he's spiritually inclined because he's just really his self. Tell us,
Mm-hmm.
like, what is it? What does it take to be authentically real, like us? For the big steppers who's struggling with trying to fit in with the crowd, or they don't know if they should really laugh at that, or they don't know if they should really say that, or you know what I'm saying? Like being
You
true to
know,
ourselves. How did that work?
I had that problem when I first started building my life back in the community. I want everybody to accept me, but I realized, everybody's not going to accept you, but what you can do is just be yourself, keep doing your thing, and you're going to attract people just like you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to attract people like you. People
Yeah,
that like you, they're going to come to you. They're going to be like, "Oh man, I see you doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? What's your name? Whoop the whoop." And you just start building good relationship off people with no reciprocity, with no strings attached.
yeah,
Just be yourself, just be natural. You know what I'm saying? Because we all human. We come from the streets or wherever we come from. We know when somebody trying to do things for attention. We know when somebody being fake. We know when somebody trying to feed off our energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just best you just go along with your life doing what you're doing, and people gonna attract to you. That's just like me and you, Mo. We just attracted to each other. We laugh every time we see each other, and it's natural. It's pure. We're not being fake with each other. We don't want nothing from each other. You know what I'm saying? We just have fun.
yeah. And that's true. Vibrate real high, man. Let me
Yes.
tell you something. The people that I know is who they are. We vibrate
Mhm.
high as heck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the
Yeah.
things, y'all. And I think one of my things that keeps me grounded to keep me who I am and not be ashamed of who I am is it just accepting myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
look in the mirror. I do a lot of affirmations, y'all. Me being a brown skinned woman or a super melanated woman, you know what I'm saying, a
Mm-hmm.
society where things is a little different than others, I got to hype myself up
Yeah.
and be comfortable with who I am in my own skin. Because as soon as if I don't, then ain't nobody else gonna be comfortable with me, or it's just I'm gonna try to be somebody I'm not.
Right.
And just accepting yourself, self acceptance is
Yeah.
like number one to be
Yeah.
authentic like us, y'all. Just being real.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now
Just
we're gonna
stay
go ahead
true
and
to yourself.
yeah, being true to ourselves. That is so true. Let's go ahead and pay some tribute to some folks. We got to go ahead and shout out to a few folks real quick. Uh, let's give some respect and some love to Oregon Health Authority. Thank y'all so much for supporting Real Talk Recovery podcast and just me in general. I really appreciate everything you've been doing for all of us peers, everybody in the state of Oregon, from old, young, everyone in the whole state of the Oregon, and also helping other people throughout the United States. The Oregon Health Authority vision is a healthy Oregon. Their mission is ensuring all people and communities can achieve optimum physical, mental, and social well being through partnerships, prevention, and access to quality, affordable health care. All right. Oregon Health Authority is transforming healthcare systems in a whole new way, improving the lifelong health of people in Oregon, increasing the quality, reliability, and availability of care of all people in Oregon, and lowering or containing the cost of care so it is affordable for everyone. So y'all give it up for Oregon Health Authority. If you want to learn more and research, you can go to their website, oregon.gov. Once again, Oregon.gov. Thank you so much. We love you, Oregon. Moving forward. All right. So, Big Steppers got this third topic here on lock. It says, oh, our time is running out already? Jeez Louise. Okay, our time is almost running out, Kenneth, on the Zoom. However, we're going to have to move it over to Podbean. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get you over to Podbean real quick. Um, Is y'all okay with that? Yeah. So all you have to do I have to invite you in? I think I do.
So what you gonna send me the email link?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the email right now.
Okay.
Let me see here. Thank y'all, Big Steppers, for everything. Kenneth, is there anything you want to kind of tell the Big Steppers before we log off of Zoom and move into the Podbean?
Just keep doing what you're doing. It's all about growth. Keep reading, keep doing whatever you do to make you happy. And just keep a positive attitude and just know whatever you're going through, it shall pass.
Is there anything you want to kind of like what you call it, like promote? Do you have any books written? Do you have any social media platforms you would want to kind of, or something that could be motivational? I don't know. Any type of groups that you're into that can help the big steppers evolve or anything like that? Any podcasts that you've been listening to?
Well, not at the moment, just Zoom meetings, world meetings, and things like that. I started a NA meeting at the Renaissance Commons. It's 2133 North Argyle Street in North Portland. If you ever need an NA meeting, come through. It's at the Renaissance Commons.
So thank you so much for that. Perfect. All right, and I sent you the invitation.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, I think you got to go to your email.
All right.
And I see you listening, but I don't see you plugged in as a host or a speaker. So you have to go to your email and then click that link. All right, guys, thank y'all so much. This video will be on YouTube. If you want to hear the remaining of the conversation here with Real Talk Recovery with Kenneth, move on over to Podbean and listen to the full episode. All right, y'all. See y'all later.